Welcome back to the second episode of the Defeated Podcast with your hosts, me, RJ, and my friend here, Tanel, where we talk about our trials and tribulations through our entire lifetime. Mostly, mostly failure. A lot of us
A
being
lot of
failure.
failure.
Especially, especially with starting this podcast. There was a lot of issues. There were so many fucking issues trying to get the first episode out. Do you want to start with our render problems or
Yeah, I'd like to add on that. In the first episode, I said I am a calm person. I do not get angry at things. I get angry at myself. I would just like to cross that out and add another thing there. I get angry at programs.
oh
Apparently.
oh he does.
Um, I, uh, I haven't, I haven't been this angry at something for such a long time. So we recorded the podcast, and before the podcast, I was talking to Rich like, okay, you record the POV, I record the POV, we record the audios in different channels, so there's no way anything can go wrong, right? We have
No way
multiple
at all.
layers of protection.
Yeah, we have a backup on backup. We're gonna be totally fine, right?
Um, audios were fine. They were a god plus to work with. I didn't have to do
Thank
much
you,
audio
Audacity.
mixing. Yeah, Audacity is a blessing in disguise, really.
Mm-hmm.
But OBS. I have a
OBS.
bone to pick with OBS. Love it for streaming, but for recording, my god.
Yeah, somehow both of our files got corrupted. Mine was grayscale for some reason, and yours, what, didn't open in Premiere?
Didn't work. It
It
didn't work
didn't
anywhere
work.
else
It
except for one
didn't
player.
work. And you had to record the recording. You had to sit there, record the recording.
The worst part about it is I had to record the recording, but because the OBS file was 30 gigs and I have so many different files on my PC that I didn't really have room for another 30 gigs. I had to record the first hour, then pause it, move the file to a different hard drive, record the other part, and then I could put them back together in Premiere. So if you were watching the video and there's a bit of what's the word, like lagging or difference
Bit
between
of lag.
voice and video,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I did do my best with the stuff that we had. It was a pain in the ass.
It's like the world doesn't want us to start this podcast. It's like it's like, oh, let's do something new, something fun. Nope, problem after problem. Oh yeah, do you want to start with the renders?
I'm not even gonna get the renders. Editing.
Editing?
I hope people like the cool background that we added. We
Oh,
record this in Discord, and I was like, let's put a space background. I love space.
yeah, spice it up a little bit.
I downloaded that hour-long video at least 10 times. Each was like 10 gigs. I tried it in 720p, which for some reason Premiere was like, I know what this file size is. This is 640 times 380. Of course. So if I put it to a 1920 video, it looks dog shit. Not usable. Right. Next. 4K. I'm like, 4K. No way that's gonna be bad. Or even if Premiere decides to downscale it, it should be fine because it's starting 4K.
Mm.
It downloaded for an hour because it's a 4K hour-long video. I was like, oh, it's finally done. I can get back to editing. Slide it into Premiere. Let go of my mouse. Premiere stops. I'm like, okay, it's a 4K video. Maybe it has to like work through the importing.
Hmm.
I wait for 10 minutes, and then the blue circle of death pops up, and I'm like, shit. Okay, so 4K too much. I'll close
Yeah.
Premiere. Close Premiere. I couldn't close the Premiere. I had to go to Task Manager and kill it.
End its life, right? Click end.
I open up Premiere. It crashes.
Oh
I'm
no.
like, okay, that's weird. I open up Premiere again. It crashes. I'm like, shit, did the 4K footage break my Premiere?
Premiere.
I restarted PC, I put it up, and fortunately it worked, but it didn't use the save file where the 4K one was imported. So my foolish brain is like, okay, that must have been a mistake. Let's import it again. Same thing happens. Had to reboot my PC again. I was like, okay, 4K too much. Let's go 1080p. Got the 1080p file. Looked good. Nice and 1080p resolution. Dragged it in. Took a bit to import because 1080p 60 minutes. It pops up. It's just green.
Oh yeah, the fucking it kept changing to green.
It was just green. And then I looked for like an hour on the internet how to fix importing files. I tried everything, nothing worked. So I gave up on the original background and I just looked for another video of like space, which was like 3 minutes long. And I had to download that and put it, and I looped it, and then we got something workable at least. Oh my god!
I'm assuming it's the one that the viewers will be seeing now in the back. Yes. Yeah. At least we got something.
But that wasn't the end of it. Now we're getting to the rendering part. Rendered the video. Also, I'd like to add there is GPU acceleration and then there's CPU rendering. Usually use GPU acceleration, but on the internet I read that if you have that on, the importing files might not work for some reason. So I had turned it on CPU, and I exported, and I was like, 5 hours? That's a lot. Because I've exported quite a lot of long videos. I've worked on podcasts before, and 5 hours is not the kind of like time I was looking for.
Right.
Usually takes like half an hour with that minimal editing. So I waited the 5 hours. It was 1 a.m. The file was done. I was finally feeling some happiness in me. I double click on the file. File can't be played because it's corrupted.
Oh no. The 5-hour render down the drain.
I tried everything. I tried fixing it. I tried different players. Nothing worked. Okay. That's in the bin. Changed it back to GPU accelerated. Exported it again. This time it took only 45 minutes. So, but still, it was 1 a.m. I wanted to go to sleep. But I also wanted to get the video done. I waited 45 minutes watching some YouTube videos that I've already seen because there's no new content. It gets done. I hop into the file, double click on it, file corrupted. I'm like, why? Why is this happening? At this point, it's 2 a.m. And I start searching for solutions for like half an hour. I found out if your render isn't working, there might be frames missing. There might be frames missing in an hour and a half long video.
Yeah, there was no finding that needle in that huge ass haystack.
And I'm gonna be honest, I was so defeated. And like sad. I was going through the motions of like loss. Like first rage, then sadness, and I was saying like hopefully acceptance, grief. Yes. And I don't even remember what I did, but we were in call, and just I guess Rich's magic worked. Yeah, and for some reason it rendered out one working file.
I remember that morning I called you, I texted you, you hopped on. And you sounded like a family member passed. Like you were so dead. And what, you slept for like a few hours? Yeah, you slept for like 3 hours. I was like, homie, go back to bed. We'll figure it out later. But no, you had a vendetta against this fucking rendering.
I had to get it done, man. I can't give up. But yeah, we finally got a working file, so hopefully no problems uploading it to YouTube. We haven't done that part yet.
Oh, dude, I hope nothing bad happens trying to upload it to YouTube. Oh, God.
And then, if you follow us on any social media platforms like Twitter or Instagram, check us out if you haven't. We uploaded a graphics done by our friend Marco. During that, we also had problems, or I guess he had problems.
I had a problem. I tried to make a graphic in GIMP because I do not have Photoshop. And while trying to make this graphic, everything I imported, like every asset, went straight to grayscale. And I couldn't get color on anything. And I don't know how GIMP works enough to figure it out. So thankfully, the savior Marco comes by. He heard about our little issues. He was like, "Okay, I'll make a quick graphic for you," and he made something pretty fucking
it's a
banger.
banger. Like,
Check out our social medias at DefeatedPod on everything. You can see his
during the
graphic.
making, that Photoshop crashed like, what was it, 3 times?
3 times.
Every time losing some progress because he is a balls to the walls kind of man.
He
No
doesn't
saving.
fucking control S. He's never hit the 2 keys control and S ever in his life. The autosaves saved him though. Thankfully Photoshop has that feature.
My God.
Did we have any other issues?
Let me think. I mean, this wasn't technically during the recording, but we did have some problems with Mr. Richard's C920.
Oh, yeah.
On the day that we wanted to record.
Yeah. Yeah, on the day we wanted to record our podcast, my camera just stopped working for no reason. It was working the night before. I got up, I got on Discord, turned on my cam, didn't work. We went through so much shit to figure it out. Like we went to my driver software.
I'd like to say this. I consider myself pretty tech savvy. I can fix things like hardware and system wise. I have never seen anything like this.
Yeah,
he plugged in his camera. Windows was like, doo-doo-doo. It has been plugged in.
It recognizes it.
But in his device managers, he had no, like, it wasn't categorized under USB. It wasn't categorized under images, like image devices. It wasn't categorized under cameras.
It just wasn't there. It just wasn't there anywhere. But my PC recognized when I plugged it in. My camera was in like purgatory. It was there and not there.
Yeah.
So if it was there, Tanel would know how to fix it.
Yeah, like drivers.
Since it didn't even exist. Yeah. I think the dumbest part about it is the fix.
Yeah.
The fix is, or
I figured out that one of those random USB like pop-ups there must have been the camera, because Windows did recognize that something was plugged in. So I was like, unblock everything except for your camera.
Yeah.
He starts the process, unblocks keyboard, unblocks mouse. Doo-doo-doo. Camera, image devices. Why?
I unplug my glorious Model D, and my camera is then recognized by Windows, and it worked in Discord, and the camera worked.
Yeah.
Apparently, my camera has something against my mouse, and they don't want to work together anymore. So I had to separate them into different areas on the USB.
Yeah, and I also liked how the first time we unplugged it and the camera worked, I was like, fast, go to image devices, we shall fix the drivers. We went to old drivers. The camera worked with the mouse plugged in, but it was like 3 FPS, and like, it was doing some funky shit in Discord.
Yeah, the new drivers were a lot better.
They went back to the new drivers, and camera was gone. And then finally we figured out what if we put the mouse into another USB hole and camera away from it? And now it works.
And then it works. And then it works. Even though it's been working like that for like a year, I get they have beef now. I guess they just don't want to be next to each other anymore. I had to separate them like school children.
Yeah. Mm.
But thankfully everything's all right now, and there should be no more problems. Hopefully.
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 But I think, yeah, that was all the problems that we had. And I'm really looking forward to the response. And as I said in the first episode, if we do get a response, I'm looking forward to the response of, do people like it or not?
Yeah, I'm really hoping people at least give it a try, give it a listen, a watch, and if they like it, that's better. That's even better. Cause I really don't know. I felt like since it's my first podcast, you're more experienced in this than I am, since you do TNB Saga. I felt like really awkward in the first episode because I'm just not used to it. So if there's like some awkward bits where there's like a bit of silence, yeah, well, fuck. I'm not the best.
If you don't like that, you can blame me, because I did edit the first episode and I edited the way I like to listen to podcasts, where it's more like a natural conversation. So even if there are those like, so yeah, like those kinds of bits. I don't know, it just feels natural to me, and that's the kind of podcast I listen to. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm a much better streamer though. Like this doesn't happen when I stream. Probably because I'm doing something. Probably because I'm playing a game.
You always got something
it's easy to
comment on,
interact with chat. Yeah. So streaming's a lot easier. Because my brain is so fucking slow. Like if we end with a topic, I'll just be like, oh, brain, turn the gears. What else do we? What do we say next?
Yeah. Like that.
That's the gears turning.
But actually, this episode is a tiny bit different from the first one, because the first one was literally, we hopped on the Discord, we kind of had a general idea of what we wanted to talk about, and we just rambled.
We literally just rambled.
So now we actually
didn't have much of a direction.
A bit of a topic list. And our first topics were talking about the first episode and the god awful things.
Just
that
the
were
hell
that was the first episode.
Yeah.
And we also got a cool other topic list, because I think we're kind of done with that. Dumb things we did as children.
Yes, so. I have many stories of being a dumb child. Well, where should we start? Where should we start, do you think? What kind of dumb thing? Because I probably have something in every category. We had to cut out 10 minutes of this segment due to the severity of our crimes. For legal reasons, that's a joke. Winky face. Why the fuck is there an emoticon in the script? I was at this like motorcycle festival, and I had this pack of gum on me, and I saw the same pack of gum on the table, and my brain was like, oh yeah, that's my pack of gum. So I stole the gum, took it, and then I came home, reached my pockets, and I have 2 packs of gums. I was like, duplication glitch? Yeah. Oh, and my mom's very pissed as well. She was like, how dare you?
This is the second time you're just like, oh, yeah, that's mine. And then you just come back and you have 2. Your earphones at the fucking ambassador.
Oh, yeah. Embassy?
That's the one.
Embassy?
American Embassy, yes.
Yeah, so I went to the American Embassy to get my passport renewed, and I had my pair of these Apple earphones on me. Gave them to the security lady, and while we were on our way back, they gave me a pair, and then the security lady gave me a pair. I guess they didn't communicate. And they just figured, oh yeah, I just gotta give him his earphones. So I went in with 1, came out with 2.
And the best part, those 2 aren't even yours.
Oh yeah, neither of them were mine. Neither of the pairs were mine, because both of them were like a little dirty. Mine were completely clean because I never used them before.
They just felt bad that they misplaced your earphones. Just give him another. He won't remember.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I'm not mad. I got 2 pairs.
Like, it's... You can't explain the thought process of children. They're so stupid that it, like, doesn't make sense, you know? Sometimes. Ooh. I'm stuck.
The thought process of children. Well, children are immoral. Children don't know right from wrong, or at least they don't have their own compass to go by yet. So they'll just do whatever the fuck they want. If they want something, they're gonna fucking get it. If it's the last thing they do.
I also see another topic of I got run over by a bike. I'd like to hear about that one.
Okay, so I guess I'll start from the beginning of that story. I was in Jacksonville again, where I lived with like next to CJ, and there was construction happening literally right next to my house. So I had access to like rebar, concrete, just whatever was there. So I got a giant metal stick of rebar, and I started walking around my neighborhood, waving it around, acting menacing for some reason. I,
Yes.
I, I wanted to be the big dick of town, I guess. And there was this group of girls walking by that I knew, and they were bitchy towards me. So I pointed my stick like a wizard, and I waved it at them. I probably should have saved my stick. I
Yeah.
pointed the thing of rebar at them, and I started waving it around. And this fucking guy, his name started with an E, but I forgot by now. It was probably Eugene or something. I don't remember. He comes out of nowhere, runs me over from the back. So I just I'm on the ground in a moment. I don't even register what just happened. And the and the dude's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a fucking hero. I saved these little girls that they weren't even in danger. I was just waving a fucking stick at them." The best part is that man became my best friend. He became my best
Start
friend for a good
start of a good friendship.
yeah, for the like the few months before I moved to Bulgaria again. Fucking I realized getting run over by a bike does not hurt. I don't know. Somehow getting run over and your face smashed into the ground doesn't hurt. Maybe it was just like the adrenaline.
Talking about like hurting and like kids are kind of like most of the times unbreakable. Like you see a kid falling down the stairs and they're completely fine. Like if
Yeah.
I fell down the stairs, I have like 2 broken legs.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? A big injury like that, they're fine. If you pinch them or just they're crying. Like
That's also true.
cause I have this little cousin that I would play fight with, and give him little boop boop boop, little flicks, and then he starts crying immediately. But if the kid like fell down the stairs, he'd be like, "Oh, I'm good. Just brush it off."
Yep.
Oh,
Do my
sorry.
thing.
Like, just brush it off, and we're good. Time to do more parkour, whatever the fuck we were trying to do.
Ooh, parkour. There was a stage in my life where I was like, I will be a parkour specialist. Yes. And
like 2017 YouTube was full of that shit.
and I remember like at first I was like doing shit at home, just learning like the basics, falling safely, jumping, holding onto things long enough. And then I was like, I'm ready. I will go out in the night.
Okay, Batman.
And that didn't happen for like 5 months, because every time I was like, I'm ready, I'm gonna go out, I'm a parkour today, I just got mad anxiety of like, what if people see me and they think I'm stupid? What if they call the cops? Like, what if I'm somewhere I'm not supposed to be?
Right.
So I didn't do that for 5 months, and then I think I've gone parkouring once when I got popular in my friend group as well. So we went out, we got like, God, I can just imagine this in like third person view of like, we were literally like dressed up, and like
Just up.
the people in the parkour videos, like white pants, like those kinds of like jackets. Not
You were
jacket,
in like tech wear.
yeah, tech wear.
Mm-hmm.
And just 4 little children with like basically oversized clothes running around doing a couple of jumps like a park.
Just kids being kids.
Talking about jumping things. What the fuck did I just say? Talking about that.
You were gonna ask me a
Talking
question.
about jumping and stuff. Have you like? How many times have you gotten hurt as a child? Or like properly hurt, like broken something or like cut something?
Honestly, close to 0 times.
Damn.
I was not an outside kid that much. I I bled once because an 8-year-old pinched me, and that's about it. And I was like 10 at the time, 11. I was not an outside kid.
Like among my friends and like people I know that I've talked to about this, like they talk about stories where they're like, "Oh yeah, I've broken my right arm like 3 times, like no biggie, you know." And I'm here like, damn, I've only like technically broken a bone once in my life, and that was the stupidest thing ever. I was 8, I think, and I was really into Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man,
Oh no.
not in
Oh
that way.
no.
I was watching Spider-Man
No,
movies
no,
and I
no.
watched,
I can see where this is going.
and I wanted to be Spider-Man, and then we have this like wooden construct outside that I now use for like calisthenics and stuff. But you know, as a kid, it was kind of big to do any training on. It was more like this monkey bar, swings, just play around it.
Mhm.
And I was like, I'm Spider-Man. I have the grip strength of like 1,000 spiders. So I climbed onto this pole that was holding the swings like this. I was holding on with my hands and like the legs were up on the other side.
Mhm.
I was climbing, and then I feel like, oh, I do not have the strength of 1,000 spiders anymore. I'm gonna fall. So I was like, I know what I'm gonna do. I let go, swing myself in the air to be the right way, and I land in the Spider-Man position. I'm like, that was cool.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna do that
Holy-
again. I rise up, and my older sister, who was just like watching over me, was like, Daniel, look at your arm. I didn't feel any pain. I was like, I'm fine. I could climb again. I looked down at my right arm. My right arm went like this. Like this whole part was dislocated, and it was like, and then like that.
Oh god.
And then the pain kicked in. I was like, fuck. I went
my
inside.
God.
My parents did like a makeshift, what's the thing called?
A splint.
Splint. We went to the doctors, and basically they were like, yeah, you're fucked. X-ray. Yeah, you're fucked. Went to the operating room pretty much
Proper
instantly.
doctor terminology.
You're fucked. And I fell asleep. I woke up, and then I had a cast for like however long you have to have a cast for. And
A few months, I'd say.
having a cast is the weirdest thing, because it's like, it's normal, and you remember how your arm looks like. And when the cast came off, like, till this day, I feel like I can see the difference between my arms. I guess not anymore, but like, that arm was so skinny. It was literally like to the bone.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was a bit scary. And then I remember it, because at that point I was a gamer.
Oh shit.
So I have my right arm in the cast. And I played with the cast. And my parents got angry each time because I was like, you're not supposed to move it around so much. I'm like moving the mouse with my right arm. Like,
I gotta flick, Mom. I gotta flick. Is that why you started playing in incredibly high senses?
Actually, no. Because my first years in like FPS games, I played senses that are so low that they're not even thought of. Like, I mean, I moved the mouse the whole desk and maybe I turned like 30 degrees.
Jesus Christ.
Like, it was literally like sense 0.1400 dpi or something like that.
Fuck. No, that is fucking slow. Jesus
Yeah, and,
Christ.
yeah. Let me think if there anything else that happened. Oh, there was a nice bonus. When I went to school, I didn't have to basically do anything because I'm right-handed.
Yeah, and you can't really do anything with a
Yeah.
pencil.
So I just got to sit in the classes.
Yeah, I had a friend that had that benefit as well. She fell off of the monkey bars, broke her arm, and didn't have to do any classwork. Speaking about having casts for a long time,
Hmm.
when I had my leg surgery a couple years ago, I had to wear casts for, I don't remember if it was 4 or 6 months. It
Hmm.
was somewhere between 4 or 6 months. I couldn't move anywhere. There were casts on both of my legs. I
Oh.
literally I couldn't shower. I couldn't move. I couldn't even like go to the bathroom to like use it. So there's like this special little bottle. Um, it's like a medical piss container.
Yeah.
All right, so you can piss while laying down. Uh, that I had to use, and when I finally got my casts off, I forgot how to use my legs. Like my first step, I collapsed. I couldn't,
Hmm.
and the doctors were looking at me. There was a German medical student there too. They were like, "Bro, are you fucking stupid?" They were looking at me like, "Why did this kid just collapse? Just use your legs, bro."
Yeah.
Like, I was wobbling. I wobbled out of the hospital. My mom was like, "Stay there. I'm gonna go grab the car around." So she left a wobbling child in front of the hospital for like 30, 40 minutes. I don't know why she took so damn long to get here. I was really hugging onto a pole because I
God
couldn't
damn.
stand. But they didn't even think to give me a wheelchair.
Thinking,
No.
I think like after leg surgery they should give you like crutches.
I didn't get
Did
any
you not?
crutches. I got after the surgery. I got a wheelchair. Oh no, this is so embarrassing. I got a wheelchair, and while they were trying to get me up some stairs, the wheelchair broke. It broke from under me. It like, cause I'm a fat ass. Apparently, it can't support 100 kilograms of weight. So,
Hmm.
so no, so it was my mom and my grandmom, and they lifted up the wheelchair, and it collapsed like Lego bricks below me, and I just fell onto the stairs. Oh my god.
Hmm.
So yeah, no more wheelchair. I couldn't really go anywhere,
Um,
and crutches wouldn't really work because I had both of my legs fucked.
it's still
But
like a supportive thing that you can like kind of lean on while you're walking.
mm,
A walking stick,
sure.
basically.
Hmm.
Yeah. And like the only other time that I've gotten hurt is when I got bit by my first dog. Cause he wasn't like, oh god, I love him to death, and I still miss him. But he wasn't trained that well. And like me being the stupid kid that I was, I thought I had this very close relationship that whatever I do to the dog, he is okay with.
Mm.
Because you know,
Oh
kids.
god.
Uh, and surprisingly, like he didn't do anything while I like sometimes accidentally hurt him or anything. Like he would bear through that. But what did bother him was when I tried to like he got a treat,
Hmm.
but I don't remember what he did. he did something that was bad, and then me and my older sister decided that now he's not getting the treat.
So you're trying to
So
take the treat
mission, take the treat away. And he had like this little hole where he would go into to eat his treats in like a bookshelf. And so I reached my hand inside, grabbed a hold of the tree, and then all of a sudden I hear, and there's pain in my right arm. I always seem to do it with my right arm. I pull back and there's a hole right here. That was gushing out blood, and I had to get that like
right there being his wrist.
Yeah, on my wrist, like right next to the artery. Are those arteries in the hand? I think they are. Yeah. And I had to get that like stitched up. And there's actually a scar from it. But I know I'm talking a lot, but talking about scars, it's the weirdest shit ever. I was taking a sauna one day, this is like a couple of years back, and I looked down to my right leg part. What is it? Thigh, like right thigh. And I see this long white scar, which looks exactly like the scar here that was like stitched up. And I'm like, I don't never remember getting a surgery on my right leg. So I asked that of my parents, and like, nah, you haven't had any surgery on a leg. Where did it come from?
You still don't know?
Still don't know, and it's still there.
You just have a random white scar on your leg.
Yeah.
The fuck? Have you ever been at any parties and you got roofied?
I don't need to get roofied. I didn't need to get roofied because every party I went to, I would get myself wasted to the point that I wouldn't remember anything. And I would black out, so there's no need to roofie me like 2-3 years back.
Maybe somebody put a tracker in your leg.
We shall never know.
Or like the boom device. I don't know if
boom
I can
device.
say. I don't know if I can say.
Let's just leave it at boom device. People look at it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. So if I one day lose my leg, you know what it was.
How do you get a scar with that? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's a total mystery for me. Like,
yeah, I have scars on my legs, but I know what they're fucking from. They look like little centipedes. It's nice. I want little centipede tattoos on them.
What do we talk about now?
Well, I could add on to the parkour a bit. Because I was also super into the parkour thing, but I never did anything related to it. One, because I was embarrassed of going outside, and two, I am overweight. So I was like, oh god, people are gonna see a fat kid jumping around. I don't want that. I couldn't handle that on my conscience. But something I did do with my little cousin, it wasn't parkour per se, but you know that like in the military, like to boost somebody on a wall, like you get on your knee and your hand on your knee, you boost somebody up a wall. I did that with my cousin to get into a abandoned little construction site to explore it. I boosted him up. He then unlocked the gate. It was like some fucking James Bond 007 shit. Cool as fuck. And then we were exploring the abandoned building, and this guy with 2 German shepherds started fucking yelling, and the dogs started running at us, and we fucking dipped. We had to run. The dogs, they had no chill. They chased us like almost all the way to our fucking house. We had to take a detour to lose them. Got through the back, and we were home safe. It was literally like a fucking Bond movie. Trying to break in, then getting chased out.
Yeah, I mean they were probably guard dogs. That's why they chased them.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oof. I kind of remembered something really fucking stupid. I think I was 10 or 11. And at that point I was really into being a ninja. So I went from Spider-Man to ninja.
Weren't we all?
And I made these like kunai knives, which are like throwing knives out of metal.
Oh.
And I was like throwing them. So that could have gone bad. But that's not what I'm here to talk about, because never happened anything with them. I've kind of lost them. I don't know where they are now though. But I was watching a lot of like cartoons and like movies, and I was like, there's kind of a pattern of like fighting styles of like kung fu and like, you know, stuff. And when I say this, I'm not kidding. Every day I figured out like kinda what the fighting styles were, and every day I would go out and practice the moves. And then in the summer, when I went to my grandparents and like my cousins came over, I was like, I will teach you all the way. And I literally teach them like fighting styles. And we will like play fight. And then like a year went past and I kind of lost like my
the moves,
the wanting to do it.
Oh, the passion.
The passion for it. I lost the passion for it. And then in summer I went to my grandparents again, and they were like, please master, teach us more. Please. And I'm like, I was making half the shit up, like I don't care about it, please.
You're like a beaten down sensei that got a divorce. Now has a really bad alcohol habit, lives in a 1-person apartment. The fridge is always empty. Take out every night.
God, I hope that's not my future. Yeah.
Did you ever do martial arts? Like
Properly? No.
like actual like dojos? No?
I did later on go into boxing, but no like
Boxing,
actual
okay.
martials art.
Yeah, so
martial
no
arts.
like taekwondo or
Yeah, no.
kung fu or anything like that.
But till this day, I am very confident in my sword skills.
Your sword skills.
Yes.
Oh.
And oh my god, you know One Piece?
Yes.
The first anime I ever watched. And Zoro was my hero. The
The
fucking
man with the 7 swords.
when he started, he had 3 swords. Sword in the mouth, 2 swords, and I would literally do that as well. Like when I was play fighting with the people with like sticks, I had like shaved off and like, you know, made them into kind of swords, but they were still round. And I would literally put the one in my mouth, and it always hits me because it's not a viable fighting style with your mouth. It just kind of hurts on your teeth, and your left sword kind of gets stuck on it, and then you just hurt your teeth more. And then I remember one of the trainings that Zoro did was, like he had I don't remember exactly, but I remember the premise of it, which is like have a stick and something really heavy at the end of it, and then swing it, and then pull it back and swing it. So I will literally get this like 5-meter big ass wooden pole log, and I would start to swing it to train my grip strength.
Oh, okay.
No.
Literal anime fucking training arc. See,
Literally.
now you need to update your fighting style to have a stick in your fucking ass, like stick between the butt cheeks.
Is that how he's fighting now? Please don't.
Yeah, man. He got 2 in the hand. He got 1 in the mouth and 1 between the cheeks, dude. Have you never seen that?
I've only seen the first 300 episodes, I think.
Okay. Yeah, no. That's how he does it now. It's the 4-sword style, man.
So, this is my story that I have titled Basketball Water Story Pain. I've got
It's a
it
great
written out
title.
in my notes, so if I'm looking down, that's why. So I played basketball. I played basketball for 6 years, and we had a summer camp at Pärnu, I think, which is like another city. And there's a lake there at the place we were staying at. Oh god, there's like actually quite a multiple stories from that like camp. We were encouraged to drink coffee, first of all. Second of all, when we did our trainings, one of our sponsors was an energy drink company, and we were forced to drink energy drinks after our trainings. Like, they were healthy energy drinks.
Alright, yeah.
But
Bullshit.
that's fucked. But we had some spare time, and there was a nice lake, and there was like a 15 to 20 meter jumping tower made out of wood.
Ooh. Nice.
And of course, we just jumped off it. We were having fun. And then I came up with a good idea. What if we challenge pain? Whoever can make the position of jumping or like landing into the water the most painful wins the game.
Oh, like belly flops and shit?
Yeah. And it would be like one person does the move, and then other people have to do it and then rate the pain. And then the second person thinks up, and the other people have to do it and they rate the pain. And there were 6 of us.
Oh shit.
So a lot of people did belly flops on their backs, and like stuff like that. Me being the fucking genius that I am, I'm just gonna read up that I'm not saying it wrong. Actually, I forgot to say that the bet was that whoever does the most painful thing doesn't have to do running practice. Because like the coach didn't like, it was like the coach said go run, and then drove off with the van for like a couple of hours into the city, and we would do our running exercise, which is like 3-4 kilometers. Through like forest and like mountains, kind of, not mountains but like up and down kind of. And so no one was overvising us, so if someone didn't do it, it was the other people's job to say that they didn't do it. And we were playing on, the bet was basically, if you did the most painful thing, you wouldn't have to do the running practice, and we would say you were there.
Then you won't get snitched on.
Yeah. And I thought of running and jumping as high as I could, spreading my legs wide open, kind of going like dick first towards the water, and then splashing into the water, and it hurts. Like, I'm surprised none of us fucking drowned, because that pain kind of like cramps you up.
Man, are you all still fertile? Like,
I don't know, I haven't caught up to them in a while. But yeah, we did it all, and then they said, yeah, that's the most painful, congratulations, you're the most stupidest of us, but you won't have to do the running.
was it worth it? Was it worth the pain?
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't.
Hey, at least you got the stupid award.
Yeah. Got a great story out of it, at least.
Yeah. You got some good content.
Yeah, and like I've got a couple more stories back in my basketball days that I haven't told anywhere yet. So if you're interested, listening to us, listening to my stories, let us know. Listen to Rich's stories, let us know. And suck your mom.
If you want to listen to the rest of Tanel's story, wait for the next episode whenever we release that. We did decide to do it every Sunday, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
episodes, as we said in the first episode, they're gonna be weekly. They're gonna be released on Sundays, probably around 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. What time zone are we in? Shit.
GMT
GMT plus 2. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
1 p.m. to 3 p.m. GMT plus 2 are gonna be the audio episodes up, and we'll figure out if we upload the video versions as well at the same time, or if those are a bit later.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. To keep up to date, follow us on every social media. Our @ is Defeated Pod, or was it Defeated Podcast? I think it's Defeated Pod
Defeated Pod.
on Instagram, Twitter, and on TikTok. On TikTok for now, it's the Defeated Pod because we can't change it. But for instance, Twitter's the same.
And if you have any suggestions or topics that you want to hear us talk about, please do tell us over any social media platforms for a Defeated Pod, or find Rich's Discord server that we will be linking under our videos over at our YouTube, and you can tell us there. But that's gonna be all. That's gonna be all of us. But that's gonna be all from us. That's gonna be all from us. Shut up. That's gonna be all from us today. See you next Sunday, and bye bye. Fuck off, okay? Fuck off.
And fade to black.